Hey folks, what's up? Sorry, show's a little late, but getting into a conversation about fitness and parents and just it got deep. It got deep in a matter of minutes, but that's cool. That's what we're here for. All right, so on tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about a Kickstarter. Obviously, I talk about Kickstarters on here a lot because I think they're really cool and amazing. And we have one that I want to say is actually kind of monumental. For 133 Art Publishing. This is something like this is like a milestone. I want to say, no pun intended. Didn't even think about that. Actually, that's how good I am with actual damn puns and such. But we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk comics. We're gonna talk some fun. Maybe we'll talk some fitness too. Now, we'll go out. We'll cross bridges when we get there. But are you ready? Yeah, it's hot. I'm already sweating, folks. I'm sorry. You ready? All right, then let's have some fun. Let's go. Hey folks, what's up and welcome to the Hungry Bleak Show. I am Antonio Pomares, aka the Hungry Bleak. That's where the name comes. It's really not that inventive, I assure you. The hungriest man in the room. You can take that however you like. And welcome to another episode of the Hungry Bleak Show. It's a bit hot. That's why I'm a little moist. I got my red cup. Promise you, not non-alcoholic. We're taking it easy tonight. Promise you. But as always, look, it's Friday. Before I get into it with this incredible guest, I got to see how y'all doing real quick. How was your week? How was work? I know. Work is like that sometimes, but remember, do what you got to do today so you can do what you want to do tomorrow. Always remember that. How's the family, loved ones? Yeah, I know. Sometimes they say things like that, but it's all love. It's just sometimes people just say random stuff. All right. Did you drink water? Did you take your meds? I'm not trying to please you. Just want to make sure that you're being the best you that you can be. So I want to make sure you take your meds, whether it's for a physical, mental, or emotional ailment. Remember, an empty pitcher cannot pour into something else. Can't do it. Take care of you so you can take care of the ones that you love. All right. But also, so you're good. Good. All right. Y'all be good when it stops being this damn hot. I know that. So, all right. We've got a great show. Bit of an edit to the show. One of our guests is running a little late. Had a last minute thing, which life happens. I totally understand that. And always take care of what you got to take care of, because I'll be here. No worrying about that. So we have you know what? To hell with the introductions. Y'all know this, man. 133 Art, just one of the best out there. One of the pillars, one of the cats that you will constantly see what's going on out there. I would rival that. I see everything about 133 Art more than I see about Marvel or Disney, or probably as much. That says a lot. So folks, without any further ado, this is Jason Reeves. And his face didn't pop up for some reason. There it is. All right.
Hey,
what's going on, sir?
What's going on? I'm good. I was hearing you say you see a lot of 133 Art stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, yay me. All the money I've been spending on ads works. Hooray.
I'm never mad at that, because I love seeing how comics are marketed. Like I actually love being on YouTube and watching videos of such, whatever, and seeing ads or commercials for comics. I love seeing that. I absolutely love seeing that. Like I'll sometimes watch a trailer for I'll go to Image sometimes and I'll watch a trailer for a comic. So I love seeing those types of things. First one I actually remember was for, I want to say it was Guess, and it was Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
And it was X-Force.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it blew my mind. I was like, wait, this is a commercial for it's jeans, but it's comics too. So
It's
I
dope.
have a soft spot seeing that. So when I see things for 133 art. Now, okay, Robert said 133 art. I said 133 art. What is it? Because I just
You say it right.
okay.
It's each number. You got to stretch it out. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. It just sounds better to me as 133. I mean, Robert likes to say 133. I don't correct him, but it's 133. That's the real way.
I
That's the
honestly,
way you say it.
well, that's how I say numbers. I just say that like I mean like I'm not gonna say hey, give me 133 dollars. I'm not gonna say that like I'm gonna
Right,
say $133.
right,
But if it's just
right.
a number, I say each number like just as itself. Because
Same,
sometimes it throws
same.
me off or what have you. You know what I mean? But when
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
it, I was like, damn, I never thought about saying it like that. Oh my God. I thought I'd been saying it. Honestly, as long as we're mentioning it, I feel like there's no right or wrong way.
No, I don't correct people when they say 133, right? Because technically it's a 133.
Yeah.
But my ears are blaring. I'm one of those people that's like, yo, why are you saying it wrong? Like, so my sister's name is Flavia,
Okay.
and people pronounce it all kind of crazy ways. Like, reading level in America is 6th grade. So whatever. People pronounce it in all kinds of insane ways, and it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when people say names wrong. I, make it a point to get the phonetics of
Yes.
people's names. I ask people, say your name for me so I can say it properly, because that's what I want to do. So a little peccadillo about Jason. He doesn't like when you say the name wrong, but at the same time, say it how you want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
totally
not
understand.
but so yeah, 133 art, but do what you will.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like I've been saying it for the longest time, and when I heard actually Robert saying, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, is that? And I had no, so I was like, but then I was like, you know what? As long as I got the books, as long as I got the T-shirts, as long as I see the
Right.
logo in the back of the T-shirt, as long as I was like, you know
Right.
what? As long as it's there, I'm good. Yeah, I want to say, JD, what's up? Going on, JD?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Here
Brian
you go.
says I might need some alcohol in the cup.
Here you go.
I'm not. And look,
Speaking of people that cancel on you, but whatever.
look. Oh.
Whatever.
Let me step back a little bit on that one. Jason Wise also. Hello. How y'all doing
Oh,
this
there it
evening?
is.
Oof. Oh,
Peace.
okay. Oof.
Man.
Man, pressure's on my back right now. Pressure's on my back.
Speaking of Kickstarters,
Yes.
the god Uraeus is about to drop his.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Wise is about to drop what, a week from now, maybe? Something like that.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, a couple of months ago, we got a little taste of Morian, which I had been waiting for a minute, and I've absolutely loved it. So I can't wait to get into Jason Wise and just that's just gonna be a ball for me. I remember
Yes.
seeing the work from that from so long ago, and I was like, this is going to knock it out the park. So I absolutely love the idea of Immortal running through time, and I mean not run, but more throughout time and everything. Yeah, just I ain't even gonna bring up Brian because Brian. I might just have to have y'all on the episode and just sit back and just let y'all just go at it. And I'll just
I can let Brian go on his own, because listen, I'll sit back and listen to him too, because that's woo, that's the man right there. Let him go off.
look, there's heavy hitters up in here. But speaking of heavy hitters, I want to talk about the Kickstarter that you have going on right now, which I feel it's like a benchmark for work.
I would say so.
Not just
So.
as far as what you've got on, but optics wise too. I say this is a benchmark for you. Can you tell us about this new Kickstarter you have for OneNation Omnibus Arc1?
So it's an omnibus, so it's huge.
Yes.
It's 300 plus pages. It's
Ooh.
the first full arc of the OneNation series, which we've been running since 2012. So this is almost what, 2012, 24, 12, like 13 years in the making.
Mm.
So did I do the math right on that? I hope so.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not dumb, y'all, for real. My son is the numbers person. Anyway, it's been a lot of years in the making, and this is the way I wanted to package it from the jump. Now, don't get me wrong, I love floppy comics. Floppy comics are the closest to my heart, but if you want to binge read this thing, you absolutely can, and it's going to be packaged in a way. There's a soft cover, hardcover version. There's also a digital version.
Yes.
But it's gonna finally be packaged the way you should read it, and you get the full story. You're getting 52 extra pages that no one's ever seen. Issue 5 is in there as well. So it's One Nation 1 through 7, One Nation Safe House, and One Nation The Gauntlet. And it's just really like it's all of the first arc. So it's telling the first meeting of Paragon and the 10th Foundation and how they sort of collide over this debacle in LA that we call the LA uprising. Some people say riots, we say uprisings. And it's the debut of superheroes in this universe, So it's all of the action adventure, emotional superhero stuff that I want to tell with my favorite characters, these babies of mine that have been kind of germinating and pollinating in my mind for all these years, for a really long time. I came up with the idea for One Nation in 2006, and I didn't get to publish it until 2012. And you don't get the full first story until 2025. So yes, it is a milestone. You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing it big on this one. And I love omnibuses, right? One of the things that inspired me, first of all, the idea wasn't mine. The idea was Marcus Roberts of Second Sight. He called me one day and we were talking printing and just, talking shop. Marcus, that's my man. He's like, he's the man with the plan. I love to talk to him about business, and he's always running like, just how when you meet somebody that's dropping jewels all the time and they're doing such good business, they're mentoring you in a sense of just kind of opening your mind and your eyes to what you can do. And so he's on the line. He's like, what you should do. And he had just sent me my copy of Shook, which y'all should also read.
Yes.
He's like, you should collect them. And I was like, what? He said, you should do an omnibus. People want big books. And I was like, what? And he just ran it down, like the optics of it, how to sell it, how to price it. And I was like, yo, maybe. I said, let me think about this. And I said, let me go talk to my business partner, which is Kimmy, which is my wife. And yeah, I was like, we're gonna do it. And I told him later, I told him the other day, actually, because I spoke to him. I said, this was your idea and you were right, and he just laughed. That's what he does. He just laughs.
I mean, he's definitely not wrong. And Brian saying that, not to mention, it's a true omnibus. And he says, when is the last time true omnibus from an indie company?
I don't know. I don't. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I can't. There's something, and I've been on the show before. Robert and I have talked about this before. We actually talked about once, like, who would we like to see, like, having like an animated versions or live action? Who has enough material? Obviously, we both thought of 133 Art, because you have created, literally from the ground up, like all these characters in this world and everything, and you have so much material there. So then when I saw that you were going to do an omnibus, I was like, that totally makes sense, because you have so much material, you have so much there that you could probably, even before the omnibus came out, you could probably add like 2 more issues of whatever, because I know there's so much still there.
Yeah.
And to have it be a hardcover as well, I mean, there are options where you can have like you're saying, soft cover, hardcover, digital. To have that a hardcover book that someone can put on a coffee table, have a coffee table book that is that is 1 through 3 arts, that is your blood, sweat, tears, everything that's going on. How does that feel? Honestly, not just like in a business, whatever. But how does that feel emotionally that you have enough work compiled that someone can have it on their table and say, "Oh yeah, that's this company that I really dig."
That's always been the dream, man. Like I remember back in the days when we used to sit around. My homie John, who's also the co-creator of OneNation, we used to kind of sit around about and talk about being in the comics industry, and dreaming about what it would look like to be there. And I would always say, like, I just need product. I just need the product. And I'm sorry, I talk like a drug dealer. I was raised by him. But I was like, I was like, man, I just need product. We could move that. Like if we had it, like if I just had time to sit down and draw a comic and we had one. And then later it was about we had a product, but it was about how do we sell this thing, right? Like our first comics weren't OneNation, but there were these two comics, one called Maite, which is his sort of John's sort of thing, and then I have one, I don't know, can you see it back here? It's called Dust. You probably can't see it on the wall back there, but the first comic I ever printed is back there on the wall. And we printed, I want to say, like, we printed hundreds of these things, and we took them to conventions, but we didn't have tables. We had them in our backpacks, and we walked around trying to sell them or hand them out or whatever. We just didn't know what to do. And so the emotions kind of wrapped into finally being able to package it this way, or package something I've done this way and have enough product or material to do that. It feels really good, man. It feels really good to have that intersection of the knowledge of how to sell it, the creation of it, and to have enough of it to be at this sort of inflection point. Like I love that. Like it feels great, man. Like I hope that we could continue to be successful at that kind of thing. Like I have so much gratitude for the people that show up for us when we're running these things, or when we go to shows or whatever. Like, and I want to have that. I can't wait to have it sitting on the table at Black Comics Day, or at CamCon, or at or in New York at Black Comics Fest. Like I just want to have it, like, for people and be like, yo, this is it. Check it out. Have it. Like I want to run down the synopsis, with it in my hands, the heavy 300-page plus book. So yeah, I feel really good about it. It feels great.
As you very well should. So for someone who may not be familiar with OneNation Arc, can you give us a breakdown? Like if someone was new to it, how would you run it down to them?
Let's see. We changed it so much. Like we changed synopsis so much, like it's crazy. So all right, the new thing is it's about the 10th Foundation.
Okay.
The LA riots happen in LA, and the 10th Foundation is an organization based in LA. They've been low key the entire time, but this is the impetus of them, their coming out party, to say we're here and we're here to solve problems. They've been in the community, they've been door knocking, they've been doing events, and people know them, but they don't know them as Karamats, which is what we call the superhumans in our world. And they bust out and they save people and they stop the several nights of destruction and terror, all the while keeping police off of people, from harming people, and keeping fires from breaking out into these massive destructive patterns, and saving the city a lot of money. Because I did a lot of research about LA during that time, And I thought maybe if I put Black superheroes inside of that, maybe I could create this idea uh, of a debut of a superhero team. And what I love, oh, I'm still doing synopses. I'm sorry, I get to that part. The other stuff I'm talking about later. So anyway, they show up. Paragon is the first superhero as well in this thing, and he's supposed to show up. The military says there's a breakout of riots in LA. You got to show up, and he shows up there, and then he and Sundiata meet, and this is sort of like the milestone of the book, to the meeting of the two minds. And now, where do we go from here? We have the first superhero who can lift the tank, and then we have several superheroes who are masquerading almost as like a community center. Where does the world go from here? Because they already wanted Paragon. They've already been using him. But now we have all these other guys, and their bent is social justice. What do we do with that now? And then a lot of these people are Black. So might be a problem for some people, That won't be the synopsis I tell people at the shows. It'll be condensed down to a paragraph, but that's what it's about.
Having so much time that you've been able to create and cultivate this world. Tell us about some of the creators because again, you have a heavy hitters, a murderer's row of creatives that are in these books, whether doing art and writing.
It's a ton of people. It's so many people that like we owe this book to, which is really amazing. First of all, my partner, my wife, my business person, Kimmy, she has been like my ace in the hole for this whole thing. She's there to, she's wifely and my best friend and all that, but also she's there to make sure I make a little money and I don't like starve to death.
Yes.
So she's my CFO, my co-CEO, my sounding board, everything. So shout out to the myth, the woman, the legend. But Alvern was my co-D on this from the jump, right? Alvern Ball, writer Alvern Ball we met at Comic-Con and he had to relay the story to me. I stood up on the mic in some panel, maybe the Black panel. I'm not sure. I don't remember. And I was like, I'm looking for writers and I'm trying to do a book. And, I'm an indie writer. I'm an indie creator. And apparently he heard that. He was in the audience and we met that day. I have no recollection of this. But he was like, I came up to you and you told me about the book. And then we talked later. Now, I do remember that we emailed back and forth later. And we liked each other. And I liked his writing. So we gelled. And then he started writing OneNation #1. So chance meeting, and Alvern has been with us the entire time. That's my man. We do, we hang out when he's in town. We did like a school presentation together about teaching the kids about art careers. Like every time I'm trying to do something, I'm always thinking, how can me and Alvern do it together? Also, my other co-D, and I'm gonna go down the list here, Luis Guerrero. Now he's like art director extraordinaire. Last I heard, he was at Humanoids, I think I want to say.
Okay.
I'm not sure where he's landed as of now, but colorist, art director extraordinaire. Shout out to Luis. He made me look like I knew what I was doing. Like my pencils and his colors are the first thing that everybody sees when they meet OneNation. And that was my man. Me, him, and Alvern, just all the first things of OneNation. That's us together. Then Robert came on, Robert Jeffrey.
Right.
He is, currently our lead writer. Greg Anderson Elise, he wrote One Nation Stronghold,
Yes.
my homie, my ace, but also one of my favorite collaborators, and he writes the spinoff of One Nation about Damian Strong, aka Stronghold. Uh, oh, you got him on screen. Ariana and Matteo, husband and wife team out of Italy. Just two of the loveliest people you ever meet, but also two of the most professional and fastest people you ever meet in this biz. They worked on they did the last issue of Stronghold. Mateo and I have been working on Changa forever, and they both did One Nation the Gauntlet. So two of my favorite people to work with, like really. Jess, my people, letterer extraordinaire. $500 more, we get to that stretch goal, and she's gonna re-letter One Nation issue 1 and 2, which I lettered myself the first time around. We gotta get it up to snuff. But just having Walt Barna, Greg actually introduced me to him. He did the colors on the previously unseen 52 pages of One Nation and the omnibus cover. And man, when I saw his work, I was like, this dude is crazy. Like, I love Walt. Walt's work is like, man, like just top notch. Like, I feel like when I'm looking at Walt's colors, I'm reading a movie. Like, that's how dope he is. Peria did the colors on One Nation #5. Another clutch hitter, comes in whenever you need him. He's always like, yo, man, you got more work for me. I'm like, look, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get some money. Dion DeLange did One Nation Safe House, and he went from my sketches and my script and just did a bang-up job on that thing. This was during the early days, too. And I think he's in South Africa.
Oh, really?
And he's an archer, which is crazy. Like, he can shoot arrows. He's Hawkeye. Like, but cool dude. Worked with us in the early days. I love his art still. Like, really great guy. And then, there she is. I'm just a pretty face. I don't do it. It's all these other people that do all the work. So yeah, that's parts of the team. There are other people. Shout out to Damian Gonzalez, who actually wrote the first script of One Nation, the Gauntlet. And then Robert came over and adapted it to the comic script. So Damian, man, where you be at, bro? Like, you don't be online no more. You need to holler. But during the early days, the 2012 days, Damian, Hannibal, Quinn McGowan, all of us rolled together in the Operative Network. And, that's the homie. That's the homies.
The names you just rattling off are just some heavy hitters in like these spaces.
And if there was any justice, these would be the luminaries of like the comics industry. Real talk. Like, these are like, I feel like I'm rolling with Mark Silvestri and Jim Lee and all of them. Those people are the big seven, even though it's like 15 of them. Of my comics world, you know what I'm saying?
But I feel like with something, again, with a hardcover book, I'm gonna start calling it a tome, honestly. To have like a hardcover tome and omnibus like that, and to have so many different names that can be attached to it. Tome.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite words. I love it.
Something about, like, sometimes I don't even feel right calling something an omnibus, because when I'm holding it in my hand, it feels like, for me to buy a physical book nowadays, especially a hardcover, and to put on that's a tome. That's something sacred to me, because it has more of an emotional value to me than, like, I'm gonna go, oh well, this will go for X amount of dollars in 10 years, you know what I mean, something like that. It's more about the emotional impact. That's why I have it physically, because that book
Right.
hit me in some shape way where I'm like, damn, that really is there. And to
Right.
have something like this, your omnibus, your tome, where you have so many people who have had a finger in this, and they are such incredible creatives across um, art mediums, whether it is inking, lettering, lines, coloring, writing, whatever it is. How blessed do you feel to have had all these people, in your universe?
It's amazing, man. Like I said, these are luminaries, man. These are the people. Like, and I can't tell you, like, I know a lot of people have had, like, a lot of people can rattle off a ton of bad experiences, and they do,
Hmm.
right? A lot of
Yeah.
people can do that, but really, for me, the good outweighs any of the bad that I've had working in this indie comic biz,
Hmm.
working in our little corner. Those people have made my journey and my ride like so smooth, man. Like, they are some of the great, not just talent wise, but just some of the greatest people that you want to interact with, you want to work with. They're great people, man. Like, I am highly favored, like highly blessed to have had them on my journey. You hear some horror stories. I
Hmm.
haven't. It's weird. So, I have my toes in the mainstream book market as well, right?
Hmm.
Like, I'm a freelancer, just like a lot of those people that we mentioned, and I've had more contention mainstream wise or in the book market than I ever had working with any of these people. It's pure insanity. You would think from horror stories from other people that that wouldn't be the case, but you know,
Yeah,
tell you some horror stories about the book market. Hell yeah.
for some reason that doesn't surprise me. Just because I think it's because of the people who I know and who I've spoken to about it. Because I like to speak to people, not just about the comics, but I like to know about their experiences and what they make, so I can get a better understanding of the other side of the table.
Yeah.
Because then it
Yeah.
helps me to appreciate, um, maybe their book more or their story more, what have you, or anything like that. And it also gave me that perspective of seeing where they're coming from when maybe this story hit them in a certain way, or why they're not working on this anymore. They choose to do that. Just different things like that. It helps me to understand it more, and that just gives me just a better grasp of because I'm not an artist or a writer, so I'm not on that side of the table. But if I can get little insights like that, it helps me to go, okay, cool, and it makes me appreciate it even more. All the work that
And
y'all
that's the
do.
thing, right? Like, coming from, like, or having my toes dipped in both ends of this thing, like, I
Hmm.
feel so much gratitude when I get back to doing 133 art a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad to be home. It feels like home. It feels like you go out into the world and then you come home. That's what it
Hmm.
feels like. Cause, like, man, it's I remember you remember the movie Ray, when Ray
Yes.
left because the dude was
Hmm.
ripping him off, and it was like, it's cold out there, Ray. And I'm like, that's what I'm telling y'all. It's cold out there in the other market, man. It's cold.
I mean, it's beautiful to see us coming together, having
Absolutely.
that network, that making it an actual culture. Now, yes, like an actual culture and an actual community. Yes, there will be some people that there are always some bad apples in every bunch, whatever it is, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
seeing how y'all work together, and I'm looking at names that I don't know now that I want to look for, and I'm seeing names that I go that I trust.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Robert. I've known Robert
Right.
for I don't know how long. I knew Robert before I had read an issue of Route 3 years ago on digital. I could barely get the app to work. I don't even know what app it was. It's not even around anymore. But I wanted to read this book so badly
Yeah.
and I got it. Cool. And I had a Facebook group, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, a friend of mine was doing Robert Jeffrey." And I was like, "Oh, all right, cool." It was like, "Yeah, man, he has a comic out, you know, he'd like to talk to you about it. And I was like, oh yeah, well, what's the comic? He said Route 3. And I said, man, I just read that the other night. That is dope. Yes, let that boy in. Yes. Open the door as wide as you can. Matter of fact, open up the windows. Get him in here. Yes. And it was just so, he's someone who, when I see his name on something, I trust it. This, you know what I mean? I trust because I know he's of the utmost talented. Mateo is an artist I can't run from. I open up a book, I feel like he's standing there looking at me like, yo, I'm damn man. But I love that because that means in demand. Your work is consistent. It's always beautiful. It's in one of my favorite comics as well. And it means that, again, I trust you. So just seeing that is beautiful, and it makes me, I already trust it because it's 133 art. I mean, that's already the trust level there. Then seeing the caliber of talent that you have in there, I'm like, I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean,
I want to be more consistent. I want to be more like, I want to make you trust us even more. Like I'm so prepared and trying to build up us as a community. Like there's so many of us. You see, that's a lot of people on this omnibus, and that's that's the tip of the iceberg of the wideness of the community. And it's weird, like it's weird to say mainstream versus our corner, mainstream versus indie versus our corner almost, right? Like we're over here to the side, and it's weird because there's so many people doing things. Like Dedrin posted Dedrin Sneed of Subsume. He could be on that damn list with us. Like that's another homie, another OD. He just posted all the Kickstarters that are going of people we all know, and there's so many of them at the same time, right?
I think he had like 8 or 9 of them up there. I want to say
it's a ton of them, man. Like we just did cross promo with the Kamikaze crew. They're running at the same time. Kamikaze Volume 4. They're running at the exact same time as us. And I love Carrie and Havana. That team is like, Kamikaze is my book, by the way. Like I bought all 4 last night. I was like, because I gifted to a friend's kid who was in the manga. So I've been without my Kamikazes for a while, and I just bought them all. I was like, look, I got to read it again. I got to go back in. There's so many of us in this corner. It is so crazy. We're an industry unto ourselves. I think the only hurdle so far among the people that produce, like some people are still getting their legs under them, but among the people that produce, I think, is visibility. I think that's it. That's the only thing left for us to conquer, in the sense of making this something that we eat off of, like permanently.
Or something that's sustainable. Like you can, like this can be what you do for a living. That this is what puts food on your table, put a roof over your head, puts clothes on your back, on your family's back, on your loved ones' backs. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I do this 24/7, but I have the benefit of an amazing foundation and an amazing, an amazing family and team that hoist me up. But yeah, man, I think it's totally doable. I think it's just a visibility issue. Like you don't have, we're not, I feel like we're like one step away from that Robert Kirkman. Remember that, like that goes in phases, right? Like obviously Marvel and DC have been doing it for 100 years, but like then there was Image, and they broke off and they made that big splash, and then indie comics became a thing, right? Like that sort of flashy indie mainstream adjacent comics, right? And then down the line, maybe 20 years from that, then there's Robert Kirkman's success, and that's like a splash for the other, for another iteration of that. And I think we're due. Our corner is due for something like that too. And there are major contenders for it. And I want to see one of them blow and bring that back to us, right? Like I want that wave to wash over all of us.
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
due for it.
it's beyond due. Like when I go to a con, and I see the amount of talent, and I go say hi to everybody, have everybody's books, obviously from Kickstarters, what have you. I see everybody's stuff and everything that's going on, and I'm like, oh, this is some of the best stuff out there across the board. Whether you're talking Marvel, whether you're talking DC, whether you're talking Image, whether you're talking Dark Horse, whether you're whatever it is,
Go into
because
these comic groups and tell them that,
dude,
like,
they don't. I don't argue with it. I would rather showcase than
right?
debate
No,
them.
yeah, I'm not saying
I'm gonna
don't.
be real with you.
I'm being facetious. Don't do that.
Because
Definitely. Yeah,
first
like
off, a lot of how is your Facebook group musty online? I don't understand. How is it musty online, bro? How? And it's just that's why I don't really pay when I see someone and they go, oh, like, oh, well, what are some of your favorite black characters? And I'm looking and I'm like, everybody, obviously, Black Panther, Storm. I'm not iconic characters, obviously iconic characters. Miles,
one.
obviously, yes, love Miles. You know,
Right.
and they're putting up the same ones, and I'm like, in a certain post, I was like, hey, there are a lot of indie black characters out there from black people. Would y'all mind if I, you know, did like a weekly post and showed you characters? And it was you could hear a rat piss on cotton. I said, never mind. And I left the group. And it wasn't because nobody was like listening at the post. I'm sure they looked at the post, but they just didn't care. And I was like, okay, cool, what have you.
Right.
I'm not going to fight y'all. I'm not going to drag y'all into this. I'm not. Because I would much rather come on here each week, have someone who's got a dope book and tell you why it's dope and why I liked it, what was going on with it. Have the person tell you about the process, whatever it is. And if it shows, and if two people see it and they go, oh, that was dope, and they buy it, and they post what have you. But it is about not just spotlighting, but also word of mouth. Yes, there are some big two books that I do enjoy. Yes, there are. I mean, Moon Knight is one of my favorite comics. I'm not even gonna lie. It's one of, but that's not even really like people really reading that. But it's one of the best comics out there right now that Marvel's doing consistently, continuously. But yeah, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind. But then I'm going on here and I'm looking at it, and I can go into India as well, like Six Gun, great, you know, from Six Gun is one of, and I'm excited that fact that it came back. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, East of West from Image. You had me at the Four Horsemen, and Death is trying to kill the president. You had me at that. I ain't gonna say too much about that now. That book was a few years ago, but I ain't trying to get in trouble right now. But then I look in my book and I'm like, okay, cool. I go through my PDFs and I'm like, okay, so what do I got in here? Because I want to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm seeing Webway. I'm seeing 133. I'm seeing Dream Fury. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Ray Comics. I'm seeing names like Michelin Hess.
Wingless Comics. Shout out to Brian.
Wingless is another one that could do an omnibus. Come on now.
Man, dude be running, right? Like, come on, man. Like, here's the thing why I want to shout Brian out, because Brian does comics that people don't expect from us. Like, like Air Force Ones just came out, right? And I'm a little biased because that's the homie. But at the same time, like straight up manga, like our corner of indie can do anything. Right? It's gorgeous. Such a gorgeous book. Fast paced, ready to go. Black people in mechs. Yes. Amazing stuff.
Yes.
And I think we should shout Wingless out, but also just the fact that he shows that we can do anything, right? I mean, this dude did a crossover with so many characters flawlessly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And like, so many varied characters too. It wasn't like just all capes. You have an angel. You have her from Malachi Bailey.
Showed up like this.
Yeah. And was just like, you have stuff like that that's happening. And I wish, and I'm not trying to cast aspersions or anything like that, because I really don't listen to anybody else as far as this stuff goes, because I don't want to be subconsciously influenced by someone and I end up taking something that they did. But I think that a lot more Black geek media outlets, I'll say, should be talking more and doing more about indie Black geek culture, whether
Well,
it's gaming, whether it's comics, whether it's novels, all that stuff. There's so much there. Yes, yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about Nightwing, yeah, that's one of my favorite characters. I love Nightwing. But
right.
when you have this roster of talent, when you go to like an artist alley and it looks like the cookout because everybody is up in there having fun, saying hi, but then you look at their books, it's crazy. And that, not just even comics, but novels as well. There's so many great writers and there's so many great creatives
Absolutely.
out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is, again, it has to be about visibility because there's
Yes.
so many. Like literally, you would not miss a step if you just bought this stuff, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying, because it's so voluminous right now. Like back in
Mm-hmm.
2012, even when I started this, there wasn't as many as there are now. Like there's so many Black creatives right now. It's rich too. Not just, I do superheroes and science fiction, but not just that. Here come Greg with some horror.
Yeah.
Here come Greg with some folklore. Here come
Mm-hmm.
Brian with some manga. Here come, there's so the gamut is run, man. Like,
Yes.
so it trips my head out that there is that we don't have the visibility because it's such a rich environment right now. It's untapped, I guess
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. And they better come scoop something up before we start creating our own media apparatuses and our own film and apparatuses. It can be done. So there,
Bruh.
those of us out there trying to figure that part of it out, right?
Bro, I'm ready to sit behind the desk and give you your weekly update on geek culture. I'll have a shirt
Listen,
and a tie, but I'm gonna have some shorts up underneath that desk. I'm gonna let y'all know right now because it's hot in that studio.
listen,
Them lights is hot. I'm I
listen.
would I want I'm trying to do my little corner of the world between this and uh, uh the Hungry Bleak channel with TBA News, but it's there's so much out there. We're missing things. Obviously, I'm not going to see everything that's going on out there. There's so much across the board. I mean, in so many facets of our culture. The fact
Right.
it's almost a disservice to y'all that more Black geek media outlets or nerd outlets are not talking about y'all. That more influencers are not talking about y'all. It's a
And that's
disservice to
why
the
it's
community.
important. That's why it's super important to lift up the ones that do. And I've done a ton of them last week. I'm
Yeah.
going into this next week with a couple. I'm sitting here with you. Much gratitude to you. But like, Comics Crusaders, I did them. I
Mhm.
did Fueled by Weird, man. Chris, shout out to Chris, man. Like, really good. I did Blur Without Fear. And I didn't know about Ernie for a minute. Greg tuned me on to him. And, again, another great part
Mhm.
of the network. So what same like you with whatever the groups and all that, like instead of arguing with that and trying to make that a thing, um oh man, I forgot Michael, man. Nerd Soul, man. Shout out to Nerd
There's so
Soul, man.
dude.
Mike Young.
There's so many
Also,
of us out there, but it's hard to
yeah,
remember all of us as well. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and that's crazy. We're an ecosystem unto ourselves, you know.
Yes. Hmm.
The Gay Comic Geek, another Michael,
Hmm.
by the way. Shout out, man, my man. He ran hard for Stronghold last year. So Philip Esteem, another man. That's my man. But like we're ecosystem unto ourselves. So once
Yeah.
we figure out how to get that visibility and build that network, it's gonna be crazy. Y'all might want to get in on this. This is ground floor shit right now. Like,
Well,
uh, I really do believe that we can build something that's necessary and that's actually, that's lucrative and that gets us the visibility and attraction we need. And I think we can build it here, build it home.
We
There's
definitely
a
can.
lot of us. My mentor always says more hands make light work.
Yes, that's, whew. Yeah, that's a true, and there are a lot of hands out there, so we need to really band together, just randomly, like, just say, hey, just randomly post up something. If you read a comic that was cool and you're like, oh, hey, I really like that comic, randomly post it up. Eventually somebody's going to ask you, where'd you get that? And you can send them to wherever, boom, boom, boom. Obviously tag the publisher and creators in there, everything, and go from there. That's how it happens a lot. Is sometimes I've seen comics randomly. I was like, oh, what's that? And I went and read it, and I was like, damn, okay.
I try to, as much energy as I put into stuff that I don't own that I love, I try to put as much energy into us, that I love as well. Speaking of that, I also wanted to mention this. So I read a really cool comic this week. It's also on Kickstarter. It's called Who's Bad? And it's by Jamal Hartley.
Is that the one about the henchman that gets superpowers?
Yeah. So I bought the first, I want to say 3 issues a while back. And I met dude at Black Comics Day. He's a cool dude. We chatted a little bit this week because we did a cross promo. But I read the first issue of that. Like, I was like, I'm finally gonna sit down and read. I save my comic books for when I'm not working or whatever. And I sat down and read it. Man, shout out to Jamal. That was a dope concept, but also.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit there.
Good world in that first issue. Like, and that's what I'm. There's so many of us out here. I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, because you were frozen. I thought you were just in mid thought. I'll be honest with you.
Am I good?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
You can hear me.
Let me take you out and bring you back in for a second.
Oh, no.
Technical difficulties, folks. Please stand by.
Am I good now?
I can hear you. I just can't see you. Oh, he's okay. He stepped out for a minute. Coming back in. Technical difficulties. It happens, unfortunately. But when we get that whole network thing going on, we have a studio, we will all be in a room and it'll be all cool. But while we're waiting for Jason to come back, look, the link is in the episode description. There he is again.
There I am.
There he is.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I don't know what happens. I was talking too much about the ecosystem of Black indie comics.
They only allow you a certain amount of letters, and then you gotta stop talking. They're like, yeah.
They're like, nah, man, not too much, dude, too much. But like, there's so many of us out here. It's just so many of us to not have that foundation and that visibility. So we need to do something about that. That's all. That's all I'm getting at.
Well, the first thing you can do to help with that, if you are unfamiliar, is you can go to the OneNation Arc1 Omnibus on Kickstarter. You can peruse the list, find the tier that is perfect for you. There's so many different tiers. Like I said, there's digital, there's soft cover, there's a hardcover, which would look great on your coffee table after you have read it. I'm just saying. So
we have a tier. We have a tier of the hardcover where you can choose your own dust jacket, which we print in-house, by the way.
Spoiling us, sir.
Yeah, so we got 4 different choices of dust jacket, and you get to choose. There they are. You get to choose which one you would like. Now, everybody does variant covers, and I was like, that's cool. Variant covers is dope. But I was like, what if you got to choose your own dust jacket though? Like, and also I wanted to experiment with printing dust jackets.
Oh, okay.
I also, for some reason, I also got to make it some kind of, personal work challenge. But yeah, so that's a good tier. I thought it was a good tier.
That's excellent,
And
actually.
we got the Machindo cover that I've been saving. Shout out to
Oof.
the girl Machindo. I've been saving that cover for years for the omnibus, like for the collected edition. And finally we get to bust it out. Like, man, Machindo was one of the artists coming into the game that first sort of informed me. His art informed me that this stuff could look so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in a way, when you first saw Alex Ross's
I was just about to say,
iteration of
yes.
it,
Yes.
that's kind of how I felt when I first saw it's a picture of Dreadlocks, character by
Andre
Andre
Batch.
Batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dreadlocks is floating above the earth, and the earth is in the background. And it's one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've
Mm-hmm.
ever seen. I look at it all the time. I reference it all the time. Matter of fact, I should get it. I should get a poster of it in here and frame it. But it inspired me to say, damn, we could be superheroes. Like I could really do this. I was looking for
Mm-hmm.
examples of black superheroes. Like, are they there? And don't get me wrong, I knew about Milestone in the 90s. I didn't collect a lot of them in the 90s. I collected them more when I was an adult. And I was just looking for more examples of us. I knew of Brother Man, but I hadn't experienced it yet. I knew of Milestone, and I knew of, Sam and Luke and sprinkled, throughout the mainstream
Yeah.
universe. But until I saw that piece from Machindo, until I started meeting the world of Black comics, did I know that this is something that people will buy, and this is something that people want, and it can be art. So shout out to Machindo. I don't know if I ever told him that, but you inspired me, bro. Like, real talk.
He's one of those. Yeah. He just. I remember the first time I saw him was at the Black Comic Festival in Harlem, and every time I went and he was there, he would sit in this one particular spot, and the sun would always shine on him through the window, and I was like, he does that on purpose. I'm not even coming
God
here no
shot.
more. He
That's
does
the
that
God
on
shot.
purpose. But that was it. It was beautiful. So
Yeah,
real quick, before we go, you talked about um, really much staying power and being around. What
man.
what is the future for 133 art? I mean, you have a hardcover, you have sneakers, you have apparel, you have this incredible library of books. What's the future of 133 art?
More media, maybe
Okay.
like dipping my toes into other forms of media,
Hmm.
like animation, like film and TV, but not in a way that it's more streaming than traditional TV, I think.
Hmm.
um it'd be nice. I, I got a big mouth. I don't know why I do this, but it would be nice to have a sort of streaming hub where you can find stuff of our ilk and
Hmm.
access it, for a fee, obviously. But
Right,
you
right.
could watch a One Nation movie or a One Nation short, like, or a Changa short or a Changa movie, like that. I want that to be the future.
Okay. Would it just be for 133 art, or would you branch
No,
out?
no. There's so many of us.
Okay. Okay.
There has to be a way to put us, or a place to put us on a hub where where we could get the viewership, and our fans who are out there that would like this stuff can experience it in the same place.
I'm smiling because
I
I
don't
have. Yeah. I'm just gonna be quiet right now. I'm just gonna be quiet right now. But um, channel channel 133.
I'm saying, look,
All right, Jason. You got. Yeah. There's.
listen.
Yeah.
Channel Black Heroes Matter, my
Look,
friend. Like,
look,
let's go. What we waiting on you, bro? Like, let's go.
I BHM streaming 24 hours. That's it. I mean, I am, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. We just gonna manifest and create the stuff.
Listen,
And if we plant the seed now, maybe change stuff like that when the next generation is coming up and starting to, they're going to be a part of it as well and build up even more, and it'll just keep growing into something there. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't
But
want
y'all,
to oversimplify it, right? But all it really takes is partnership and capital. Like, I don't want to oversimplify it, but been in the business for a second. I feel like partnership and capital could make it all happen, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So, folks, I'm gonna just step over that real quick. So the OneNation Omnibus Arc1 Kickstarter is live right now.
Speaking of generating capital,
exactly. And Kickstarter, this was a project that they love, which is a huge thing. Again, you have 19 days to go in and peruse the list. There's so many great tiers. You have, like I said, digital. There's soft cover. There's hardcover. You can choose your own dust jacket. And there's also apparel on this list as well. You can add into it. You can mix and match. You can do what you want to do, and you can have it your way, basically. But you're going to get so much more with this incredible universe. And also remind you, Arc 1. It's not, hey, this is our omnibus. This is Arc 1. So there will be more to come, because you don't put a number on there and not expect for there to be more. And there's so much more in the tank for 1 through 3 Arc.
We're working on Arc 2 right now. If we make enough money on this, then Arc 2 will go into, overdrive. This is literally us building capital for the future of 1 through 3 art projects. Also, so we hit the goal. We can get the hardcovers, and we can get the books, and obviously we're printing the soft covers and stuff here. Right. But any other ancillary capital is going to be put. It all goes back into 1 through 3 art, basically. I mean, you can look at the pie chart down on the end of the page. It'll show you. It'll illuminate a little bit. But the point is that we're using Kickstarter, which is a great distributor for indie comics, to build capital. Like, that is the mode that 1 through 3 art is in, so that we can do more things. We can be more present for the community. But all that stuff takes capital and partnership.
So the if any lesson that we've learned tonight is partnership and capital.
I'm saying, put it in your brain.
So, folks, on that note, I want you to partner up with your Wi-Fi and go put some capital behind the Kickstarter for OneNation Omnibus Arc 1. If you know them, you obviously are going to love it. Going to be something beautiful to have. If you don't know them, this is your introduction to 1 through 3 art. You are in for an amazing, just an amazing ride of incredible characters, real world situations that happened, and a different take on what can happen in such a tumultuous time if you have superheroes, Black superheroes, and Black characters with powers, and what happens there. So
I'm into revisionist history, so that's how we write our stories. Yeah,
because history is very funny. I mean, what have you. Well, folks, that's the show. The link for the Kickstarter is in the episode description, as always. So I want you to go click on that, check it out. If by some chance you've watching this and you've already put in, which I'm sure you already have, I want you to share that link around social media. Go on Facebook and your Twitters and your TikTok, whatever the hot new social media. Y'all
And
know how I feel about
it
social
don't
media.
hurt to update your pledge either. You know, there's other goodies in the add-ons you could throw up in there.
I mean, there's sneakers, there's you got jackets,
we got pins, we
you
got
got pins. The
apparel.
pins are cool. I'm into pin now for some reason, and I don't know why. I'm into pins now. I have no idea why. Hated pins most of my life. Now pins are really nice. They're not the big ones with that needle that pokes me all the time. So I think that might be why I like. I've been stuck so many times as a kid. I'm tired of it. Done. Now I have nice pins, so I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So folks, you have a very good evening. Jason, you have any final words for the folks besides capital and partnership?
Nah, man. I just gratitude, man. Like I'm so. This is our 9th Kickstarter. We've come a long way.
Huh?
I'm so happy to be out here with y'all and to be producing these Black comic books with and for y'all. Again, my team, my extended team. I'm so happy to be a part of this whole thing. And again, man, we just moving forward. I want to contribute in a way that's meaningful, in a way that enriches us, and that's what I've always been trying to do. Follow us. Look into us at 133art on all relevant social media or at 133art Publishing. And presale.133art.com for this Kickstarter. Come holla. And let us know. Oh, also, so comment on the Kickstarter page. Comments on the Kickstarter page, and I'm gonna start broaching this with the rest of the community. That adds to a magic number that ups your Kickstarter in the algorithm. So go make some comments on the damn page, like the updates. If you're a homie, even if you're not a homie, if you want to be a homie, like the updates. Also adds to the magic number. We didn't know they had a magic number, but they do in the algorithms. So also Urias, much respect, my man. That's my dude. So
Another algorithm to pay attention. Well, actually, that kind of makes sense because they like for you to have a certain number for your followers before you start the Kickstarter. So I guess that kind of, because I read the updates just so I know what's going on. I've never actually comment on them or anything like that because it's hard enough for me to comment on social media. I'll be honest with you. But now that I know that it helps the Kickstarter, I'll actually do that. You know what I mean? Because it
absolutely does.
Whatever it does, whatever helps it out.
Yeah.
So folks, that's the night. Look, thank you so very much. We have this was supposed to be our last show for a while, but I got asked the other day, can I come on? And some gentleman by the name of Jay Hero said, can I come on? I said, look, yes. So next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again, Friday, we've got Jay Heroes coming on to talk about his Kickstarter. Look, I was ready to go, but if the culture is calling me, I'm going to answer.
The culture going to be calling you, sir.
Brother, this is all
I can. You need to get Urias on here, too. Urias, holla at your boy. Like, real talk.
I mean, I'm like, when I come back, there are definitely people that I want to start hitting up because I want to have people. This wasn't supposed to be a guest-driven show. It still isn't. But I love having people on to talk about what they're doing and what they've got going on, whether they got a Kickstarter, whether it's whatever it is. I love it because it's, again, spotlights, more lights on there. And that visibility, it's needed. So yes, next week I will have Jay Hero on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again here. And then after that, I'll have one show, no guests, just me, and we'll end until October unless somebody else hits me up, and then I gotta say, all right, fine, it's cool, whatever. Because I want
that Star Wielder is off the chain, by the way.
It's looking kind of hot.
Dave's Kickstarter, man.
It's looking kind of hot.
Draw or can that dude draw? Like the boy,
I've been wringing my hand just thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that looking kind of hot. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's hot. It's super hot. Like the character designs, I'm like, yo, that's dope. So yeah, shout out to Jay.
Yeah, so we'll see more of that next Friday. Folks, until then, you have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. Drink water, be careful, and as always, F Trump. I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.